right, live there. Go live on Jaws. There we go.
Oh, Bob Newhart died. Oh no.
Yeah, I put that up already. I was all over it.
I missed that.
Passed away today, I think at 94.
Ron.
Wow.
All right.
All right, we're live there. Now we're kicking it over to 50. Right. Okay. I'm having an issue where it'll go live on one and the next one wants to not cooperate. So we are on Let's Talk Jaws live.
Yes, that's where I'm at.
I will give it another shot. But in the meantime, hey, hello. Happy Thursday.
Hello.
Hope everyone's doing well. Good to see everyone's back in camp here.
Yes.
Serious.
If they're doing our travels, everyone seemed to have a good time. I had a blast. I really did. That was the first little weekend getaway.
A good time?
I did. Jen had a good time. I had a good time. It was great. We got to hang out with Mike. Got to hang out with Martin. Gave Martin his Buster Brown shirt. That was pretty cool. He actually wore it on Sunday.
That was awesome.
That was fun. Yeah, one of the best stories I've heard in a while. I was just retelling that story today. Someone asked me how the weekend went. And I told him the mistake Martin made by telling that story live on the air. So,
dude,
the internet is permanent.
Well, this is true. That's exactly right. Yeah. So, we had a blast. I mean, I met the guys from Jaws 2, saw Jeff. Christine Friedman was, you were talking earlier, Janie. It's just an amazing lady to talk to. I would sit there and talk to her, and she would hold your hands to talk to you.
Yeah, I had that. Yeah,
wonderful lady.
I had that experience this weekend. Of course, I wasn't with you guys, but I was there in spirit.
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah.
Was I missed, or did they go? Thank God she's not here.
Oh no,
I missed you.
You were missed. That's exactly right. Sure, absolutely.
I love you. I know, and I miss Sandra. And I was so sad that I missed Jeff's birthday. Looks like you guys had a blast with that cake that you guys gave him and everything.
He got his message. He got your message. He did. He responded. Yep.
What did he say?
Yeah, he said, "Hey, the pleasure was all mine. It was wonderful seeing you guys. Thanks for the message. XOXO." So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we love
XOXO. It means he loves us.
Yes. And I ended up taping the panel. So I have the panel. I also have we did a little quick, we miss you, Richard for Richard. And I also recorded some of Jeff's birthday, and that's all on there. It's on YouTube. I haven't posted the link on our site yet. I'll post that when we're done with the show for everyone to watch. So,
all right.
Very cool.
But it looks like you guys, while I was in the sweltering heat in Tennessee going to Fanboy, and we'll do a show about that. You guys are really grateful. I'm grateful that I'm going to do that. You guys were in Florida at SharkCon. Mike and I have been.
Mm-hmm.
Nate, give me your take on it, brother.
I had a blast. I really thought it was good. I loved how well-rounded it was. I mean, there was, and we'll get into it, but there was educational things. Like I sat in on one or two other, speakers just because I enjoyed learning about the sharks. And Sunday was Great White Day, so I was all over it. A lot of educational stuff, hands-on educational stuff, which for me is big, especially with kids. Lots of kids stuff.
Yes.
Then you had your swag. You had food. There was animals. I mean, there were shark cats and shark puppies. There was a 8-foot anaconda. There was an alligator. A lot of cool stuff. Yeah, and on top of that, a lot of neat, megalodon teeth. Yeah, anything fossilized. The one guy had, he said it was whale inner ear bones.
Oh.
You know what? It could have been anything, and he'd have told me, and I'd been like, sure, because who the hell's going to make that up? You know,
Yeah.
so but I really had a good time, and I was a little bit not apprehensive, but I was kind of like, well, okay, a weekend in one room, how's that going to be? And you were constantly doing other things, finding other things. We'd go to the back, we'd hang out with Mike, we talk to like Jeff or Gary or something like that. There was always things going on. And I was going around trying to get pictures, trying to talk to people. Mike had a bunch of flyers. I was handing out flyers. We were handing out wristbands for the birthday. So, yeah. Speaking of SharkCon, it is.
Yes.
It is, guy.
It is.
Look what he's got on. Look what he's got on. All right.
Oh, look at you, Seth. Woo! Show it off.
Had to represent.
Good stuff, Martin. Good stuff. We were just talking about overall we thought, because it was my first time, and I really had a good time overall. Between the diversity of what was there as far as attraction and setups. Janie, you would have loved it. They had all the pinball games, all versions of it.
I'm done. Because you already know. Wait a minute. I saw you guys at the pinball machines, and it just, I'm gonna say I was a lot jealous. That's all I'm gonna say. But hey.
And it was free. It was free. Thank God I didn't drive there. You'd be seeing a maroon Silverado being chased by 20 police with pinball games in the back.
They sold them all. They all were bought. Somebody, not one person, but everybody bought. One of them got sold. I wandered like at 4:30 after everybody left. I said goodbye to everybody, and it was just Christine and I. I went over and I played a little bit. It was fun. It was.
They were a lot of fun. Yeah, one was like $9,500. I'm like, I'd love to as an investment, but like $9,500 is a little rich.
Yeah.
Somebody said the top of the line, the pro model or the elite model, that was on sale at that price. That typically it's closer to 12 or 13. I don't know if that's true.
I think like 14. But someone said when it first came out.
You would have got a discount, Martin.
Yeah, also would have been divorced as well, so I've got to weigh up the pros and cons there.
I could have bought you some time. But it was great, and hung out a lot with Martin and his wife, and Jen was with us, and it was just had a lot of fun. I mean, it was really a good time. Like, I know Michael had a nightmare getting down there, and we had a bit of a faux pas getting down there. But I didn't tell you guys this one. So when we left on Sunday, we said goodbyes. We hung out with Gabe a little bit, Spicy Shark, and tasted all his sauces and bought a bunch of sauces in a cab and stuff, and it was great. And of course, that storm on Sunday, that was a Tampa storm. It was like thunder and lightning. And so we get an Uber, we get back to the hotel, and we're pulling up to the hotel. My wife gets a phone call from a number she doesn't know. I'm like, well, just get it, just in case. And I can't hear the other person on the other end. And we had our dog with us, of course. So, we brought our dog down with us. So we get back to the hotel, thunder and lightning, very, very frightening as the song goes. And she gets a call, and I hear Christina say, "Are you serious? Oh, my God, she got out." So apparently our dog, in her Houdini infinite wisdom, somehow got out of the hotel room, the heavy-ass, thick hotel door that opens inwards. She somehow got out and was roaming the corridors of the 15th floor of the Seminole Hard Rock Casino in Tampa. So we were like just panicked beyond belief. There was a pool party earlier that day with 2,000 people with the DJ Steve Aoki there. So the casino was filled to the rafters of people in bikinis and swimming shorts, topless people, men walking around, noise. So I was like ready to fight someone. At this point, I was ready to punch somebody. I was so stressed out. We got up to the room to find one of the housekeepers holding onto our door handle so our dog couldn't get out again. She'd got out 3 times and was roaming the halls, stressed out because of the storm. So we had planned on Sunday to go out for get some sushi in a hotel and chill out the last night. But we said, well, screw that, we're going to get room service and stay in. But what a nightmare! I was so panicked that she got out and something bad had happened. But thankfully, thank God, it all worked out. But
Wow, that was such a stress to end the weekend on.
Does she have opposable thumbs? How'd she open the door?
Dude, that is one of life's mysteries because I'm like, this door is heavy. Like, I've got to use some strength to open it, and to pull the handle down and to get her like a body. I don't know. This dog is like flipping Harry Houdini. I swear to God.
Hey, we got a handful of people chiming in and saying hello. We got Kelly saying hi. Mike,
hey, Kel.
Nate, Jamie, we got Robert saying, hey guys, hope SharkCon went well. Jamie saying, hello, my friends. James Scott is on. Robert's saying, hello, Martin. And Campbell is on as well, saying, oh, damn, Martin's there.
Todd Hickerson, right?
Good stuff.
Hey guys,
yeah, Martin already knows what I want for Christmas, speaking about Campbell. So, yeah.
Well,
you better deliver, brother.
Speaking of Martin, you guys hit 33K this past weekend.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just insane, and I think you guys are seeing it as well. Your guys' numbers are increasing. I think doing it the right way and being respectful and keeping it light and keeping it fun and keeping it about Jaws. We had a conversation at SharkCon. This ain't about us. There's no ego here. This is just us spreading the word of Jaws, having some fun with it, keeping it light, and I think the numbers are showing that. I mean, I do advertise every now and then on some other. If I see a Jaws post, I do say, hey, come check us out. How many Jaws? But I'm not like avidly seeking out people. So it's 33,000 is insane, and we're going to be celebrating 6 years on August 23rd, I think it is. In August, anyway, we're going to be celebrating 6 years. But 33,000 is insane, and you guys are killing it as well. I mean, Jaws 50. Where are you now? 13, 14,000?
14.
I mean, that's
14 last week. Yeah,
that's insane. That's insane. I mean, it's just but hey, I think it's a testament to what we're all doing. It's just keeping it right. Keeping it respectful, keeping it light, having fun. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
That's what's important. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, we got Charles Burke on. Hi guys, thanks for joining us here, Charles. He's been posting a lot of stuff lately. So, well. Let's see if Spencer shows up. Let's get into SharkCon. I had to throw my wife down a hole at least one time, so I'm going to start off with that. So if you see a hand come out from behind and smack me, you'll understand why. So.
She wouldn't do that. She seems like great people, man. We really enjoyed hanging out with you and Jen and Mike. It was what a great couple of days at SharkCon. What a fun time.
Oh, it really was. And yeah, we both said the same thing. We really enjoyed hanging out with you. But keep in mind, there was witnesses. So there was witnesses. No, we really had a blast. And so the same thing. We're definitely gonna have to get together as couples there again.
No doubt.
Yeah. Jamie saying, wish I was with you guys this past weekend. Jamie, you would have had a blast. Yeah. Just it was kind of neat to go around and do laps. You'd come back and maybe talk to one of the guys back in the back, or, we'd hang out with Mike for a little bit, or, you'd see something you didn't see before. And it kept your attention. It kept going. And we didn't leave very much. We would leave to go eat lunch, and that was about the extent of it,
Yeah.
Just constantly heading around. So, yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And trying to see here. And did you guys happen to see, so right when you walked in, there was they could do that 50-50 route. Did you guys see the treasure map they were passing out? I don't know if that was just for kids or for everyone in general. So the idea was you would go around, and obviously all the blue spots are all the different tables and exhibits and stuff. And then if you would stop in and interact and do something, they would give you a stamp. And once you earned a certain amount, you could win certain things. And we probably stopped at 2 or 3, but to be honest with you, I was more busy trying to get pictures and take things in than I was doing that. But I thought that was kind of a neat incentive, especially for the kids. So,
I didn't see that. That sounds like fun though. It seemed like they catered for everybody, right? There's stuff there for kids and interactive stuff, and I've never been before, but it seemed like it was very well run.
Oh,
that's what I said. Yeah, and very well rounded, and of course, there's a lot of sharks. There's sharks everywhere, right? Sharks walking around. There was a shark playing pinball. The megalodon in the center. That was pretty cool.
That was cool. Yeah.
And I didn't see it until Sunday. The damn shark driving the truck. Shark hanging out the window next to you, Martin. There, driving the Ford F-250. I thought that was pretty cool. There were so many damn sharks. Jen and I just hung out in the cage for quite a while because we didn't know what the hell was going on. So we were
good looking shirts.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, right.
That's cool.
So yeah, very cool stuff. Lots of interactivity, for people to get into, and the kids going down the big inflatable shark. And you guys saw the octopus, right, for the kids?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, very, very, very cool stuff. Yeah. Appreciated it immensely.
Because I was behind my table most of the time, but saw the octopus. The big inflatable shark was great. But I didn't see the treasure thing as we came in from the back, from like behind the tables. We came in that entrance.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That was my one. I didn't get to walk around as much as I normally do, but everybody that stopped by was.
He's a VIP, Nate. He didn't get to mix with the common people like us. He was rubbing shoulders with the hoi polloi, not the scumbags like us coming in through the.
He was nice enough to talk to the peasants once in a while.
Yeah, he threw us a few crumbs, so we're just thankful for that.
At least he did Lou Ferrigno, you guys. Somebody stand. Martin, I don't know if you know this. Lou Ferrigno, when he does his show, he hires somebody to stand in front of his table. And if he sees somebody taking a picture of Lou, you have to jump in front of the camera.
No way. No, seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. Maybe we do that next time, Nate.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Or we're gonna bust them and charge them $5.
That's
I asked somebody to come up and ask how much it was for a picture. I was like, no, please.
That's so funny.
Take as many as you want.
I'd have charged him. Mike, you should have been like,
do you know who I am? Do you know who you're speaking to?
You need to remain 5 feet away. See the tape line on the floor. Get back.
That's
to the
right.
Tape line,
Get back, pal.
Well, it was funny because when I got there, when I did the book, I interviewed Christine Freeman over the phone. I'd never met her, and I was setting up, and she was next to me, and she was talking to someone, and they asked her what she was doing. She goes, "This is the first one of these I've done." She goes, some guy wrote a book a couple years ago. I keep getting all this stuff in the mail. I'm like, I walked over and said, "Hi, I'm the guy." So yeah. And she was nice. Everybody was nice. I mean, I've Gary and Jeff and Gigi, I've been with them a few times, and they're like old friends. Lance Guest was great.
He was awesome.
He was, wasn't he?
He really was.
And Martin, you were on your best behavior. I was so proud.
I really held back the jaws.
Whoa! Back that up. He was on his best behavior, and I missed it.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, there were several reasons I could have really slammed Lance. Obviously, George Revenge with the first one, but then he did a really bad Cockney accent when he was impersonating Michael Caine at the panel, and I let that go as well. So, I mean, Lance needs to be thankful that he came this close to like death at this SharkCon, but I just let it go. I was just like, I'm being peaceful. I was just being a peaceful guy.
Okay, the world's coming to an end. No,
The only person I didn't see.
I look at that picture of me. It's like I feel like I'm in Tom Cruise in any movie he's in, or Alan Ladd.
You guys. I like that picture.
To stand on.
Martin and I are the same height. Lance Guest is just as big as we are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very rare. You got I think Nate. We decided you were maybe a little bit taller than me. We did the back to back. It could be the hair.
Yeah,
I have none.
It might be.
But I mean, all three of us, Lance and you, Nate, were well over 6 foot. So I mean, Michael, you're like normal sized. It's just that we're like abnormally large. That's all it is. So don't feel bad about yourself. We have to shop at special stores for clothes and stuff. So you're good. You're good.
That's right. I have to wear a helmet when I go out in the public. So
that's right.
Hurt myself. So yeah, the only person that I missed, and I don't know how I missed him. In fact, somebody just commented and said, "Nate, how did you not see that? I missed Bad Hat Harry." Campbell said that.
The best.
When did you see there was a guy who was wearing swim trunks and a swimmer's cap, and he had a T-shirt on that was basically a man's hairy chest, and he apparently was walking around. Martin got a picture of it. Martin's like squeezing the guy's nipples, and I never saw that guy.
As you do.
That's great. Yeah.
As you do.
As you do. That's exactly right.
Well, Campbell's been on Amateur Jaws Route forever, and we met Campbell for the first time at Scarefest last October when Mike was there. And super great guy, loves Jaws like anybody. And he said, "Hey, I'm going to be dressed as Bad Hat Harry for SharkCon." I'm like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Is he going to walk around topless? I mean, I just didn't know how I felt about it. But then when I saw him, I was like, he knocked it out of the park. It's just an amazing cosplay. He did such a great job.
Yeah. And the Quentin Hooper guys, I thought were pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
They were great. Yeah, apparently they do that every year. Angie Calabrese and a few of the others that have been there that lived in the area had posted pictures of them from like previous years. So apparently that's what they do every year. But they look great. But you would think though that they're missing a third. Why they need to find a friend that can dress up as Brody?
Yeah. You're exactly right. In fact, you think perhaps he would be a little bit easier one to pull off.
Right.
But
yeah,
did not see one Brody there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the big one was so Saturday night. Jen and I left a little early to go get dinner. We wanted to go up. There was this one strip. It was like Florida Avenue or something like that. We wanted to get something to eat. And there was a microbrewery. I wanted to swing by. And we're about halfway there in the Uber, and Mike calls and he says, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, we're in the car with it going. And he said, "Gary asked if you want to go out to dinner with us." And I went, "Oh, you got to be kidding me." So he and all of that, Mike went out to dinner with all of them, the whole group of them Saturday night. And what'd you say, Mike? You said, "I just sat there. I didn't say anything the whole night."
I was listening, and Gary's phone rang once. It was Candy Clark. Then we started talking about American Graffiti and Paul Lamatt. And then somebody brought up Eric Roberts. And someone said, "What's he doing now?" And I said, "Where is he now?" And I said, "Well, Labor Day weekend, he's going to be in Quincy, Illinois." And I just know that because we're going to Quincy, Illinois to see Eric Roberts. They're like, "How do you know that?" I said, "Just, I'm not a stalker. I just knew that." But it was just to hear them talk. And, Lance was talking about how he got his start. He was the youngest reporter on Lou Grant. Telling great stories. As a lot of you know, Gary is now a film publicist, but his father was a big publicist in the 50s and 60s and handled Marilyn Monroe and Liz Taylor and Richard Burton. And he has over 250,000 photos in his father's collection that he's trying to get someone to, purchase to donate to a museum or something. That's just history.
How come the Academy of Motion Pictures won't do it? They're in Wilshire. I mean, that would be something I think that he would.
Yeah, I know. He said he's talked to them. I don't know what came of the talks, but still, yeah, definitely. But
I mean, that'd be wow. Or studios, any of the studios.
Well, Nate, at least you got that call to go out to dinner. I didn't even get that call. I didn't even get the opportunity to turn it down.
Well,
I got nothing.
There we go. Here it starts.
I'm okay though. I'll be okay. It's fine. It's fine, Mike. Don't worry. I'm good.
and to be perfectly honest with you, we would see them like we'd go down to get a workout in and come back, and you guys would all be sitting there for breakfast, and it's kind of like, okay, how do you approach it? And I wasn't going to walk up and be the fan because number one, they're off the clock, so I doubt they want to do that. So down to earth. I mean, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I guess you just assume certain things, or not assume, but think certain things certain ways, and it just once you start talking to them like you would anyone else, or like everyday conversations, I think they kind of appreciated that a bit, and just so easy to walk up and hang out with and talk to. And I mean, really, you got a sense of that like right off the bat. I mean, Martin, we walked to the back, and you and I went back and we're talking to Christine Friedman, and about coming on the show, and I mean, really, just incredibly nice, warm, easy people to get along with. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, no, I mean, no doubt. I mean, they're all so easy to talk to, and I think, and you hit the nail on the head. I mean, I don't really get starstruck like that. I mean, I will say when I met Richard Dreyfuss at Scarefest, I was like, oh my god, that's Matt Hooper, and that one did I was a little bit off my game there, but like Jeff Kramer. I've spoken to him so many times now, and he's not my friend or whatever, but like just to go up to him and talk to him, and and obviously Nate, we saved him from Superfan a couple of times. He was appreciative, he was appreciative of that, and everyone was just so cool. We sat around eating birthday cake with Lance Guest, which it's well documented my feelings on Jaws: Revenge, but I love Halloween 2. I love The Last Starfighter. I appreciate what he's done. I mean, we were just sitting around, just chit-chatting, eating cake and hanging out like we'd known each other for a long time. It was very cool. The whole thing was very, very cool.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so many, a lot of people there that you saw, whether they were, I mean, I was going up, I had flyers I was handing out the wristband. So I was going up, anyone that had anything that said Jaws on, there was a girl with Jaws backpack, Jaws t-shirt, I was approaching. Yeah. And, when you walk up to some of those people, they're like, oh, God, here we go. Or they have that freaked out look. And 90% of the people were extremely approachable. Walk up and you talk to them, and we're perfectly fine with it. So it was a very, very inviting crowd.
Well, they're fans, right? And I'm not a big. I've been to. That was my 4th convention ever in my life. But these people are fans. They're fans of sharks, or they're fans of horror movies, or they're fans of Jaws. And so they I think they're all approachable. They all seem to be cool people. And I love Jaws more than anything, but I'm a massive horror fan as well. And these people are just like they're cool people. They're fans, and they want to share. Talk about their shared interests. So I think it's just a fun thing. I can't wait for the next one. It's a great time.
Yeah. I even, in fact, if Spencer comes on, I want to ask him, but I walked up and caught a guy who was working the event completely off guard. Mike and I think Martin heard this, Janie, but you did not. So we're sitting there, and we are going through it was towards the end of the panel. I want to say it was towards the end. And there was, a handful of people that were working the back of the panel to kind of, make sure everything was okay and under control. And there's this guy standing there. And he's got he has the Jaws Sperry's on, the original slip-ons, with the movie poster art. And he had a shark shirt on. I'm like, okay, he's got to be more than just a person working. He must have some interest in this. And he's standing there, and he's holding a microphone. And the more I'm looking at this guy, the more I'm going, God's sakes, that's the Peter Benchley clip from Jaws. When Peter Benchley is in, he's the reporter, and he's on the beach, and he's doing the news report. And I said to Jen 2 or 3 times, I said, okay, it's a skinny Peter Benchley. Not a doppelganger, but the resemblance was there. So I finally walked up. Yes. I finally walked up to him, and I started talking to him. And he started looking at me a little weird. And I conned him into saying one of the lines that Peter Benchley said in the movie, and I recorded it. You guys want to see it real quick?
Yeah.
Yes, it's great. It's great.
Here we go. And he
eyeballs. Hang on. All right, now we'll go.
He even got some of the mannerism, because I had to tell him what the line was. And I said it, and I tried to kind of put in some emphasis, and he nailed it. Here we go.
Oh, wow. This ought to be good.
Here we go. It's really short, but the guy was good.
Cloud that's covered Amity. The cloud in the shape of a killer shark.
Nice.
Right.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I like when I go to airports. I've not invented this game, but I play the looky-likey game with Christina when we're traveling in airports. I'm like, this guy looks like so and so, looks like Kramer from Seinfeld, and I pride myself on being a very strict scorer of this game to keep the integrity of the game. And when you told me, Nate, hey, I saw a guy like Peter Benchley, in my mind I was thinking, I bet this dude looks nothing like Peter Benchley. But when you showed me that clip, I was like, oh my God, that guy, that's like an 8 out of 10, and that's a super high score if you know me. So kudos to you.
Wow.
That is legit.
That guy was great. And afterwards, he was still a little freaked out until I went to tape it. And then afterwards, I showed it to him, and I said, you don't know how good that is. And then afterward, he was like, all right, that was cool. I'm sure hopefully he went home and shared that story with someone. Yeah, they thought I was Peter Benchley today. So yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Hey, Victor's on. He's saying he envies all of us that were at SharkCon. Yeah, Vic, it was a good
Well,
time.
I'm right there with you, Victor, so that's okay.
Yeah, and there was quite a few people who were there that were from the sites that were posting stuff that just I perhaps didn't know by name or maybe recognize as a person because the number of people. But yeah, I saw pictures of things that were being posted Saturday night and then Sunday. You kind of hope to run into people, but then again, if it's not someone that you know really well, there's so many people there, it's really hard to kind of come across. But did you guys run into anyone from any of the sites?
So obviously Campbell and Campbell I know because he's been on AJG for a long time, and we met for the first time at Scarefest. So I knew he was going to be there. So we made a point to meet up. But then the guy with the car, the Jaws car, Kevin Ward, I think his name was.
Yes.
He said, "Oh, are you Matt from the Jaws group?" I said, "Close enough. Close enough. Not Max Martin, but So and there was one other person I met, but we got some new members, like the guy that did the Jason Voorhees hockey masks with the Jaws paintings. He joined the group and had a good conversation with him. Rick Staskinski, and I'm probably murdering his last name. Super nice guy. Met up with him, and then the Hooper guy from the Hooper and Quint cosplay, Mike Medell. He joined our group. So I made new friends as well. So it was just a fun time.
Yeah, we had 8 people join or request to join during the panel.
Oh, that's
the panel
great.
was over. I looked. I was like, "Oh, 8 people just wanted to join."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, and the panel went pretty well too. I thought there was some interesting questions, and it was nice to have a little bit from Jaws too, and then a little bit of the Revenge as well, because I think it kind of didn't keep it so centered and focused in one area, as far as the questioning went. So some of the input was interesting too.
Yesterday was the 37th anniversary.
Yeah, saw that. Yeah.
Was it really? Good. Oh, yeah. But yeah, incredible stuff. And that car was quite amazing.
It really was. Yeah, it really was incredible.
The details, even inside, he had a bunch of stuff, and he was playing the Jaws movies in the car while it sat there. Hope he had some good batteries in that puppy. Once in a while, because they sat at the back of the car, and once in a while, there would be like a kid would be running from across like 30 yards and just slam into the car because they were so in love with it. And you get a little wince out of him. He'd be like, ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, many people were pretty respectful of that. Yeah. Absolutely. What we got on here? What an awesome experience. Yeah, it really was. Really was. Awesome stuff. We got thanks, Martin. Yep. Yeah. I'm trying to think. So you guys all stuck around till Monday, isn't that right? You guys all left.
I left Monday morning.
Yeah, because it wrapped up. What, 5 o'clock? Was that Sunday night?
Yeah, 5 o'clock is when I left.
Yeah. Called it quits. I thought, I don't know. Some people said they thought maybe the crowds weren't as big as what it was the year before. I thought it seemed like a pretty steady turnout. Now Sunday not as much as Saturday.
So Gabe, we were talking to Gabe before we left. We said goodbye to you guys, and then we went to stop by to see Gabe at the Spicy Shark. And I was asking how business was, and he said Saturday was comparable to previous Saturdays that he's been there, and I think he's been there many years. But he says Sunday was definitely slower than it was last year, which was a little strange because I think obviously the Jaws panel for me was the main focus of the weekend. Everything else was fantastic, but I wanted to obviously see the Jaws panel. So that's quite strange to me that Sunday was slower because I would imagine that a lot of people wanted to see the Jaws panel. But I think once Mr. Dreyfus was not attending. I know at least 1 or 2 people didn't go because of that, right or wrong. But so I don't know. But the Gabe's perception was that Sunday was a little slower than previous Sundays there.
Yeah. I'm sure that was a bit of a deterrent for some people, unfortunately. Yeah. Awesome. And Mike, not to get away from the event, but then you also you hit up the Jaws Jumbo Burger Restaurant. You want to talk about that?
Jumbo Burger. Martin, did you guys stop when you went up?
So we were going to, but I think we were just so worn out from the weekend and driving that we didn't. But we hit up the George Jumbo Burgers at Christmas when we were in Gainesville. And we drove down there and took Christina's family, and we had a good time. I ended up interviewing the owners and the chef that we posted on Anthony George Group back in December. It's in our featured tab for anyone who wants to check it out. But yeah, those guys are good. And they're pushing hard to trying to get into Universal, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, there's my video.
I thought what was interesting was, Mike, you said that they contacted Universal about putting a restaurant in the park.
Yeah.
On the City Walk, where like Hard Rock Cafe and Voodoo Donuts.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That'd be a great place for it, if you ask me.
Oh, exactly.
Seriously. It'd be an awesome place. Yeah.
Exactly.
But you said they responded and didn't think it would be a good idea or something to that effect.
Not a lot of fans out there, you know.
Well,
So, yeah.
Well, what was genius was the fact that they took the letter with the negative response and they framed it and put it on the wall.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. You know, yeah,
Right there.
definitely was good.
There it is. Yeah.
Yep.
There's
There
our
it
interesting letter.
Yeah.
But it's a fun restaurant. I mean, the burgers are good, fries are good. The people are super hospitable. When we were there in December, they were showing Jaws, and they got a big screen TV in there. They're showing Jaws there. So you know, I mean, I think it would be good business. I mean, Jaws is still it's the gift that keeps on giving. People are still watching Jaws, and new generations are getting into it. You know, 49 years later. So
see, that's what I was gonna. Yeah,
He's
that's
looking.
what I was gonna say.
He's looking to franchise, or not franchise, but to have somebody invest in another one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
He gave me his perspective. What's the word? Prospectus.
Oh yeah,
Perspective?
Oh. Yeah,
That was cool. I thought that was a frisbee. I don't know what that was on the wall, but that was nice.
Can you imagine the amount of kids that would want to go there and eat because of that?
Imagine the amount of kids I'd push out of the way to get over there to get a
I know,
burger.
right?
Anyway, yeah.
I'm hungry. Move.
All of a sudden, there's an assault at the Jaws Burger joint.
That's right. Yeah. Today on Carlo News, Nate Jones arrested for assaulting 4 kids for a burger.
Hey, you know, they grind sirloin. I got a bunch of Danny. I got you a button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a menu too. Yeah.
Got menus, buttons. You know, everything was fresh. The burger was good. The fries were good.
Just the fact that they make them and do it fresh and grind up the meat right there. I mean, that to me impresses me. It's not, you know, whatever.
And it wasn't expensive. I got the same thing at Five Guys, the same meal, a double burger and fries.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a drink at Five Guys. $27.
Yeah.
Wow.
Next to the hotel because it was raining. I didn't want to drive because it was dark. I was like, good Lord.
That's where Five Guys started, wasn't it, Mike? Was in the Tampa Bay area?
I don't know. I know Hooters did in Clearwater. We used to go to the original Hooters. Yeah. It was just Hooter. Yeah.
That sounds like an unfortunate accident called
yes. The screen is like 6 by 12, and he was telling me it's a series of panels, and it's just beautiful. So I was just sitting there just watching the fish go by.
Who do you speak to there, Mike? Did you speak to the chef or to the
both? The owner, his wife, and then the chef came out.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't realize he'd been like in Detroit for years.
Detroit, yeah, and then Tennessee, right, for a while.
For a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
so he couldn't find any help.
Crazy. Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah.
And
Victor's,
even a Paul McPhee print. I was like,
yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
I know the guy who drew that.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. That's
cool. Victor's hopping on here. He's asking who was on the Jaws panel. Who are all the people on the panel?
Everybody in my picture.
Yeah, here I think.
It was,
here we go.
Yeah. It was Jeff, Christine, Gary, Gigi, and Lance.
And don't forget Superfan. He was on the panel as well.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should have
It was interesting.
I should have turned off the microphone when he started going into the, I asked Richard Reifus this once. I was like, oh God.
It was so funny. He was, not God bless the guy, but he was some of the. I mean, he was talking off of Michael walking around, somebody else walking around with a microphone. He was just like kind of shouting out facts. I hope you guys find this question as magical as I do. Like, bro, calm down, bro. It's not that deep.
Like, remember in A Christmas Story when they're in line to go see Santa Claus and the kids got the aviator thing on?
No.
He turns.
I like the Wizard of Oz.
I like the Wizard of Oz. That was his father.
That was the kid.
I think.
Oh my God.
I like the Wizard of Oz. I was like, good Lord.
I like the Tin Man. He's shiny. Yeah.
Hey,
but I tell you, he wouldn't leave Kramer alone, and Martin and Nate just finally wandered over there and said something to Jeff like, "You got to check your itinerary or something." And they left, and they went behind the curtain. And as you guys went by in the space, I looked at Jeff. Jeff looked at me, and Jeff winked. I was like, we take care of you.
Yeah, he was thankful for that. He blew us a kiss as he headed out. But yeah, I mean,
he did. Yes, that was funny. That was funny.
Yeah,
Victor and you guys at home, when the show's done tonight, I'll post a link to the panel. I did videotape the panel with my phone, so keep that in mind. But and it's also on the Mayor Vaughn Productions YouTube page. You can get on there and watch it now, but I will definitely post a link when we're done. It's pretty good. It's just shy of an hour. Some good stuff in there. And also, we celebrated Jeff's birthday. We gave a little well wish to Richard, and that's in there as well. And I did grab a clip here after we set up Jeff's birthday cake here for a minute. I'll pull that up after we surprised him.
Great SharkCon10.
With his birthday, he was cutting cake and handing it out, and yeah, so it was quite cool. Everyone had their wristbands and got in line. And although I didn't eat lunch, we ended up not going anywhere or doing anything, and we were I think I ate more cake than anyone there combined. I kept going back.
Counted. You had 17 pieces of cake. Now I counted. Okay.
Well, I was right before the panel started, like a half hour. One of the helpers came by and said, "Well, we have this sandwich, this sandwich, this sandwich, this sandwich. What do you want?" I said, "I'll take ham sandwich, lettuce, tomato, whatever." And they never showed up. So by the time the thing was over, I was like, "My blood sugar is not going to like this." But yeah.
It was good cake. The cake was delicious. Where did you get that from in the end?
Say again?
Where did you get the cake from in the end?
Publix.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that was good. It was good. It was really good.
It really was.
When I picked it up, I'd asked them to put a shark on it for Jeff, and I thought they were going to draw a shark, and they put that like kind of fun Jaws type shark on there, and she said, "Jeff's a lucky little boy. He's really going to like this." And I said, "He's actually turning 6. He's going to be 79." She goes, "Oh," I said, "No, but he's going to love it."
That's right. That's
and then I had him put on the bottom. I had him put printing by Polly, and a couple of people at the show were like, "Did you see this? Can you believe they put that on there? The lady who decorated the cake." I said, "No, it's the movie."
Oh my God!
Yes, go.
Not a true fan if you don't know that line. Then
that's right. I agree completely.
The soup Nazi. Like, no cake for you.
No cake for you.
No cake for you.
Oh.
Exactly.
So Mike. So as far as the we spoke about this, but as far as all the cards and the gifts that we collected for our pages and at the show, who is it, that's going to be sent to Jeff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It went home with Matt Templeton, Richard's agent.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
he took him back. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, that's awesome. So good stuff.
Because usually when he travels, I always forget when he travels, he just has an overnight bag, so he doesn't have to check luggage and stuff. Yeah, and that's why when we gave him the stuff, I said, "Hey, if you need me to ship this back to you, I can." But Matt took it back for him.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. I feel like he was touched. Like when I gave him the cards and everything, you know, I'm not going to say the tear in his eye, but he looked like he was really appreciative, which was awesome, right? It was a great idea that you had, and I'm glad we pulled it off.
Absolutely. Yeah, he seemed genuinely surprised, and he was very happy. Yeah, it seemed like it was a touching thing for him, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, Martin,
Mike,
Sunday is Lamb's guest's birthday. I'll text you his number if you want to call and wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah, I might get arrested if no. Listen, Lance was phenomenal. You know, I mean, I'm not a big. Obviously, you know, Jaws of Revenge. It's well documented, but you know, he's a good guy. I really enjoyed hanging out with him. We had a fun time. The four of us, you know, chatting with it. You know, the three of us
really did.
And he looks good. He's my age. He looks good. We were in the van waiting to leave Sunday morning, and he was in the front seat, and we had a female driver, and she was just like this, looking at him. And I thought she was looking to see if anybody else was coming out of the hotel. And I said, I think we're good to go. I said, or are you looking at Lance? And she goes, you are so handsome. And I was like, no, I can wait. I can wait if you want to.
He's got those baby blues. I mean, he's definitely looked after himself.
How funny would it have been if he would have looked at her and you would have heard this? Son, you looked at me, I'll break your ass! Oh, wait, wrong one. Wait a second. Wait a second. Here's the right one. Wait a second. Here we go. I always wanted to make love to an angry welder.
I've got to be honest. I prefer the first. I prefer the first soundbite. It was much better.
So that was. I told. That was my Gary Springer. That's my favorite Gary line from Jaws 2. I'll break your ass here. And I was talking to him, and we were talking about this and that, and I had everyone sign a photo. He said, "What do you want me to put on?" I said, "Honestly, just your name is fine." He was like, "Well, you know, a lot of times I put on, you know, what he often puts on, you know, I'm real hungry or whatever."
God, I'm
hungry.
Yeah.
I said, my favorite line is, "You pick up that rope, or I'm going to break your ass." And he just kind of laughed. So yeah, it was good. Yeah.
That is a weird line, though, isn't it? I mean, how do you break someone's ass? I just don't. Maybe we're getting maybe we're getting into dangerous area now.
I was hoping to break it through and went to dinner. I was
wait a minute. Hold that thought, because you can break the coccyx and the tailbone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's breaking an ass.
Medical show.
It's already split anyway, Martin. So it's just already a guide there.
I think we're just going off into dangerous territory now. Maybe we need to bring it back.
We'll reel it back.
Sorry.
Let me hit a couple comments because it's getting deep. Yeah. So
yeah, it's getting a little dangerous.
I told Nate at the hotel Friday. Gary was outside waiting to go to dinner, and I told Nate, I said, it'd make my night if he would look at us and say, "God, I'm hungry."
That's so great.
We got a couple people chiming in. So Sonia's joining us. Sorry she hasn't been on recently, but she is hanging out with us right now, all the way from Australia. Good to see her. It's like 13-hour time difference, and she makes a point to hop on just about every time. So love the fact that you're on here. Kevin Ward is saying, "Good evening, gentlemen." Coming from you, from the side of the Jaws Stinger. So very cool, Kevin. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Yeah, Kevin's the guy with the car.
Oh, is that? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Him and his wife, good people.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Jeff. Appreciate that, and thanks for bringing the car. That was definitely a big focal point for a hell of a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people are on there doing that. Yes. Yeah, and what else do we have? Christina says, was trying to video everyone singing. It would be cool to send him videos and pictures of the moment. I'm happy to share what we got. Yeah, that was cool. He pulled out his phone.
Yeah.
And we were singing him happy birthday, and he started, going around and really taking it all in.
I sent him the video you took, Nate, of singing, and then I sent Svetlana the one of Richard, we miss you. So
Very cool.
Any word on Richard? How is he doing?
better. It wasn't as, thank goodness, it wasn't as bad as the initial report
Okay.
made it sound. But
Good.
Yeah.
Great. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, good to hear he's doing better. Absolutely. Yeah. We have Jerry Scullion is on. He is watching us from YouTube. He's been getting on and watching a lot of the videos cataloged on the YouTube channel. So Jerry, thanks for jumping on here, buddy. Welcome.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's really good to hear that he's doing well, because at first you were kind of like unsure, what did happen, how serious is it, but sounds like he's doing just absolutely fine.
It came quite late on that Friday night, right? So I think everybody was like, "Oh my god!" Everyone was fearing the worst because it was a late kind of breaking news. So everyone was, "Oh my god!" But thankfully, it's it seems like the initial report was a little bit exaggerated, should we say?
Yep. And that's okay. He doesn't seem like he would, take a backseat to too much. So it's kind of, good to see he's probably up and moving around, I'm sure, and ready for the next show. So if you missed him, I'm sure there's going to be more opportunities for you guys to catch him at a different one. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys in January, I think, I'm not sure of the dates, but I think January 3rd and 4th, Jeff Kramer and Jeff Always are going to be in Huntsville, Alabama, for a I forget the name of the con, but we plan to be there. I know Huntsville's probably quite a trip for you guys, but for us it's about an hour and a half drive north. So we're going to be there. I'd love if you guys can make it. If you can make it, it'd be great to hang out again.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Keep that in mind. See what we have in the bag. Yeah, we'll have to look into that, because that would definitely be a flight for me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be quite the drive. Actually, when we were stuck at the airport Sunday night, Jen looked at me and said, "I think we should just rent a car and drive." And I said, "Oh, hell no. We're not renting a car and driving back to Pennsylvania. That's not going to happen."
Yeah, how long of a drive is that? Because we had a
I wouldn't even know.
From my house to Tampa, it's about a 9-hour drive, but we broke it up. We drove to Gainesville on Thursday, spent some time with Christina's family, 7 hours, and then drove 2 hours from Gainesville to Tampa, and the traffic was just horrendous, so it took about 2.5 hours. But yeah, I think Tampa to Pennsylvania has got to be 15, 16 hours, something crazy.
I used to drive from Baltimore to Tampa in anywhere between 16 and 18 hours, depending on whether or not I stopped at south of the border.
Yeah, that's insane.
Wow. Yeah, and when you're coming down into Florida, you're then sweeping across Florida, Gulf side, so you're not just going straight down either. So that's not a drive. And then you're on whatever, 95, whatever, and there's an accident or a traffic jam. As a matter of fact, the one night, it was either Saturday night or maybe it was Sunday night. I think it was Sunday night. We were caught in some traffic trying to get to the airport. And there was a video posted later that night. It was like a truck in a big fiery ball and all kinds of mess.
Gosh.
And that we had we did one road trip. We were going to South Carolina. I think my son was about maybe 4 or 5. And we were coming down 95. And there was an accident, a bad accident. It was a family in a Ford Explorer. Turned sideways, rolled over a bunch of times. I mean, horrible, horrible scene. There was like kids' toys on the highway, stuff you don't want to see. And they shut down all of 95, and they were diverting us over. It was like Route 1 or something like that, smaller road. Well, they started having accidents on 1, so we had to go back over 95. And at that point, they were bringing in the choppers. The lifelines were coming in.
Oh my God!
95 was shut down. Like kids were like running around and they pulling bikes out of pickup trucks that they were going to the beach with and riding across 95 because you were a captive audience. And that was I want to say that was like a 14-hour day.
Wow.
Not including sitting. And that was the longest. And it kind of broke Jen and Kyle a bit from long drives. I've done upwards of 12, 13 hours. We can go out in Canada fishing, but that kind of broke them as far as really long trips. I couldn't imagine doing 16, 18 hours. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's rough. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, thanks again for the shirt, Nate. I really appreciate it. I love it. It's great stuff. And
you look good in it.
It's an education.
It is an education. It is, without a doubt. But your reasoning completely made sense. And it's still, I went back and kind of reflected on that because I was telling the story. I was telling the story about, meeting you and about meeting Martin and everyone else, or meeting Mike and everyone else. And I was telling the story, a couple of my friends are about the Buster Brown story that you told us. And I said, it makes complete sense because I knew what Buster Browns were, but I never heard of anyone getting hung up by their shoes, like hung up by your pants, hung up by your shirt, by your neck, not by your shoes, so it kind of, I get it, completely get it. Still a great story though. Like one of the best stories, I think.
Growing up in England, and watching Jaws, so many times, we didn't have Buster Browns in England. We never had Buster Browns. I didn't know what they were. And I was probably living in the States 8 or 9 years before I came across what Buster Browns were. I had no idea. And I think Christina told me because, my wife, because I'm like, in England, like, hang them up by the Buster Browns. I'm like, it makes sense. Hang them up by their balls. Yeah. Sure, and that to me makes perfect sense. So I didn't think anything of it. And then I think Krista and I were watching it, and I giggled with the Buster Brown thing. And she said, you know their shoes, right? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's talking about hanging up by the balls. It's not their shoes. What are you talking about? It's just so silly. And she goes, no, the Buster Browns are shoes. I'm like, what? And that completely changed the whole scene for me because it doesn't make sense. Hang them up by the shoes? Who says that?
Exactly. And that's, to the point. Yeah.
But you live and learn, right? You live and learn.
You're good. And you were a good sport. You showed up with it on Sunday and all good. Very cool stuff. Here we got Sonia on here saying, so happy to see that you and Mike finally got a chance to meet. Yeah, that was really cool. Meeting you guys in person. I mean, I've been talking to you guys now for how long? I mean, I mean, I've been watching this show since COVID and so to finally meet up with you guys and really good stuff. Awesome stuff. And definitely anxiously awaiting to do it again. And Janie to making sure that you're included in that too. So, yeah.
Well, we met Janie. Yeah. We met Janie at Scarefest last year. Janie and Mike for the first time. That was a great time. There was obviously Scarefest is one of the bigger cons I think in the States, if not the world, but certainly in the States it's huge. Thousands of people go through there, and we met a bunch of people from all the Jaws pages, and we hung out and we had a good photo op with a bunch of you guys. It was a good time. So hopefully we'll do this again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Sometime next year, I'm getting.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I would assume. Yeah. Yeah, and that'll be after the 50th. So yeah, it'll kind of be the party after the party.
Well, yeah, no doubt. Well, yeah.
Well, we're just about rounding out that hour. Just thought it'd be a blast to kind of, we talked a little bit about SharkCon the last show, so I thought it'd be great to just kind of meet and regroup and kind of hit on things and see what everyone's perspective was and what they thought, what they saw, what they heard. And a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff posted. I tried to do a pretty good picture dump, and when I didn't show, I showed on here. The only other thing I have is I was so tempted to do this and have Jen videotape me, and I didn't because I thought, no, in my life I'm going to hurt myself. But the mechanical shark, I did get a videotape of somebody on it.
Oh, that might be the Rich. That might be the guy from the. I can't see his face very well, but that might be the guy from the Jason Voorhees hockey masks. I can't really see his face, but it might not be. I might be wrong there.
Okay. Yeah, I was really tempted to get on that and have Jen videotape me, and I thought, knowing my luck, it'll be me like getting my teeth knocked out or something. So maybe it wouldn't be the best. So, but yeah, incredible time, a lot of fun, definitely something I am interested in doing again, without a doubt. And regardless what the occasion and the event is, spending some time with you guys. Be an absolute blast. I could care less what we were doing, what the venue was. Yeah,
it really was a fun time. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely, 110%. So awesome. Well, guys, anyone else have anything they want to add in or kick in here before we wrap things up?
No, it was a great weekend.
Awesome time.
A fun weekend. Awesome. And everybody got home safely, and it's all that matters.
That's right. Really what matters and what's important. Yeah, it was A lot of people getting delayed, but everyone got home safe and sound and all good to go. So awesome.
Martin,
So
did the Hard Rock comp you or anything, or buy you dinner, or?
So yeah, so we were like kind of fed up because we got to the hotel, the room wasn't ready, and then the AC in the room was making a bunch of noise. These are all first world problems. I totally realized that there wasn't an eye in the room. One of the fancy restaurants we went to didn't have a restroom in the restaurant, so I had to walk across the casino to go to the restroom. And so we were so ready to like light them up with complaints on Monday morning when we checked out. But then the whole situation with our dog, we're like, well, look, they took care of our dog and they were holding the door. So we ended up letting it go. We thought that let's just keep the good karma. It wasn't, it was our ignorance about the casino. We made a mistake. We should have stayed where you guys stayed. And that was a mistake on our part, but we ended up letting it go. We won't stay there again though. It was not fun. But hanging out with you guys and SharkCon made up for that. But, the hotel situation for us wasn't great, but first world problems, it's all good. But main thing is our dog was safe, which is the biggest thing.
absolutely. Yep.
Most important.
Family members,
Yeah, for sure.
110%. Very cool. And next week's going to be a back in the day, and next week we're going to be showcasing Janie's trip to the con. Well, I'm sorry, the actual official name.
Fanboy.
Okay. So we're going to be showcasing that next week and hitting a little bit on Jim Henson and the Muppets next week, guys.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah,
I'm
very
sick
nice.
of you, Michael. I'm so sick of you right now. You need to knock it off, man. Yeah.
So
Found out a couple of cool things through the Muppet performers who started right exactly around Jim Henson and worked with Brian. So I got to talk to them and it was really kind of cool. So
that's awesome, man.
Hopefully I'll make it interesting since I already look like a Muppet, so it should be okay.
Come on, Janie.
A Muppet Jaws.
I thought about that. Would that not be the coolest thing is to do a whole story with, Lego did it, so why can't the Muppets? But I guess it's a whole Disney Universal thing, but that'd be pretty cool.
I would, yeah.
You're gonna need a bigger boat. Yeah.
They can have the old guys up in the balcony be like Quentin Hooper, Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, that'd be funny. I think there is a picture of Kermit dressed as Brody.
Yeah, there is some stills of like you're going to need a bigger boat with Kermit playing Brody.
We can find that, Nate. That would be cool. But
all right,
yep.
I will do some digging. Someone's saying on here, JJ, the beat reporter. So yep, she's going to be bringing it to us next week with Fanboy. It sounds like
no pressure.
No pressure. Thanks a lot.
You got a week to plan.
That's right. Robert's saying I'm still waiting for Amityville Muppets.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That could be fun. Mike
knows.
Ray Hamilton was in the first movie, so yeah.
That's true. We could do a connection to that. Michael already knows whenever I do this stuff, I go on the fly. I get all my information on the fly. It's like I just walk up there and go, "Oh, that's so cool," and then I start, hit them. So
we're spontaneous people here.
That's right.
That's exactly.
I always like to plan to be spontaneous, though.
Well, I will say this, and I'll tell this story next weekend. But I did get a chance to sing a little bit with a Grammy-nominated singer this past weekend.
Oh,
really?
Well, you can't tell us who it is. You're going to leave us in suspense.
Was Judy Pantos?
Absolutely. You're not going to tune into next week.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Now I've got to tune in.
Is he short?
Nice cliffhanger.
Is he short?
Maybe.
Did he write Rainbow Connection? Speaking of Muppets,
is he halfway? Is he halfway up the stairs?
No. I got it. I'll explain it. But yes, it was. It was with Paul Williams.
You say, did he?
Cool.
The legend.
Let's go on Tonight Show and sing in full ape costume makeup. Yes.
Yes.
He did.
That's amazing.
So and I'll tell the story later.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Paul Williams is a legend. All kidding aside, that dude's a legend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think I was the only one in the state of Tennessee that got a signed autograph for him but it was not of him as Little Enos. I'll tell you that. So
That's so great.
the
Oh,
bandit.
sure, yeah.
But yeah, but it was pretty cool.
That is very cool. Yeah, I mean, there's a very cool documentary about him on one of the yeah, and I mean that dude has had a hell of a career. I mean,
Yeah.
didn't he write like "Close to You," the Carpenters song, and he wrote like a bunch of like
Did a lot
really
Right.
Did a lot of songs for the Carpenters. Barbara Streisand with Evergreen.
That's right.
But he tells
Music for
how
Ishtar,
yeah,
Bugsy Malone.
yeah, Bugsy
Bugsy
Malone.
Malone,
He tells how he started, and he played an extra in a movie, and I can't remember what it was, but anyway, he had picked up the guitar and started strumming and singing, and he was quoting the line that he was supposed to say, but he was singing it. And I think Robert Duvall caught him doing it off camera. They were just on break, and he took him to the director, told Paul, do that again. And he did it again, and it's in the movie because he liked it better that way. And that's how his career started.
Wow.
Phantom
That's
of the
pretty
Paradise.
cool.
Not to plug my website, but if you go to MediaMics.com, I have a great interview I did with Paul Williams, where he talks about Phantom of the Paradise and
Yes.
Bugsy Malone. Bugsy Malone, and Martin, you would probably attest to this. Bugsy Malone is to the kids in England like Grease is to kids here.
Yeah, it's the funniest thing. Like when I was a kid, Bugsy Malone would be on every Christmas, and we'd watch it with Scott Baio and Jodie Foster. And since I moved to the States, I've not heard one word about it. Like nobody's ever said, "Oh my God, Bugsy Malone!" Like nobody, you know. And Fat Sam, and I've seen that film so many times. And Alan Parker directed it, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah, the British director. And it was made in England. There's a lot of English like support actors, but the main stars are obviously like Scott Baio and Jodie Foster, and I forget who else was in it. But man, what a movie! But I've not heard it mentioned once in the 20+ years I've been living over here. Nobody once has said, "Oh yeah, Bugsy Malone." But yeah, you're right. I mean, that's a fair assumption. I mean, Grease is massive in England too, but Bugsy Malone was huge when I was a kid.
Wow. Yeah, Matt's saying Paul Williams wrote one of the greatest songs ever penned, Rainbow Connection, and he said he just watched Phantom of the Paradise last week. So yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool.
All right, people. Well, we're gonna do a little fins up tradition that we always do.
This weekend. Oh my God, I can do it this week. I don't have to hold my phone. Yay!
I've only got one hand available, so it's half a fin.
But yeah, you guys at home, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys at home, thanks for coming in, hanging out, and joining in. And we'll let Quinn take us out here real quick. Have a wonderful weekend. Catch up with you guys next time around. Here we go.
See you guys.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.
See ya.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.